Very, very, very good morning. Here we are on Radio Mundo. 12D, I am. This is Hussein and Fakih speaking from here, radio station. Real estate agent with Avanti Way. Today, we are in our fourth episode today, March 24th, and we have a program full of information. Very interesting information, especially for you who are interested in venturing in some way into the world of real estate. This program is made for you. Any questions, any topic you want to bring to the radio today or in the future, feel free to contact me or us and we will plan it. The phone number for the studio is 786-220, 7000, 786-220, Let's start with a basic explanation of the differences between a mortgage loan using FHA and using a conventional loan. Why am I talking about this on this program? This week, specifically on Friday, we had a transaction where we were already under contract, and there was the question of whether to use an FHA loan or a conventional loan. Fortunately, the client was qualified in both cases. But I want to tell you a little bit about it. What do these two loans mean? Imagine you are trying to buy your first house and you are choosing between two paths to reach that dream. The first is called FHA. It's like a bridge with high railings, well protected. It is designed especially for those who, for example, do not have much credit history, or who have average credit or do not have much money saved for the down payment. The second path is the conventional one, and it is wider, it doesn't have as many railings. It is ideal for people who have slightly better credit, more stable income, and can put a little more money down. Both paths lead you to a house, but the type of path you take depends on how financially prepared you are. Definitely buying a house or acquiring a property in real estate depends on being prepared, on being well advised. And that's what we try to do in this program, to give you the tools so you can make the best decisions. Imagine that let's compare credit to a car. The FHA, it's like a Toyota Corolla, reliable, safe for new drivers. And the conventional loan would be like a sports sedan, faster, more efficient, but requiring a bit more experience behind the wheel. Remember, both take you to the same place, a home for you. The key is knowing which one fits your situation today. For example, the FHA is a loan with training wheels. It is backed by the federal government. It requires a down payment that can be as low as 3.5%. It allows, for a lower credit score, even a score of 580. Mortgage insurance. It is mandatory and paid every month. It is ideal for first-time buyers or people with limited credit. On the other hand, the conventional loan is for pedaling without training wheels. It is not backed by the government, but directly by the financial institution that issues it. The down payment can also be as low as the FHA, even 3% to 5% if you qualify. It is very common to have down payments of 10% to 20%, but you can qualify for this type of loan even from 3%. You need a slightly better credit score. This could be, you can eliminate the mortgage insurance. You can start with a 3% or 5% down payment, but you will have a PMI, which is private mortgage insurance. If you reach a loan to value ratio of 80%, meaning a 20% down payment, you can eliminate the PMI. That is one of the main advantages it has over the FHA loan. It is more flexible in the long term. And if you are financially positioned, it will suit you better. This loan, there are many myths within the industry about FHA loans. I have here 5 that I took the time to note. FHA is more difficult because it requires super strict inspections. In reality, it only requires that the house is in safe and habitable conditions common sense things. Myth 2. If the buyer has low credit, they can only apply for FHA. False. There are many conventional loans that also accept low credit. It depends on the complete profile. Myth 3. FHA is always better for first-time buyers. Not necessarily. Good credit and a bit more savings can give you better conditions with a conventional loan. Properties for FHA must be in HUD-approved communities. Not necessarily. This only applies to condominiums. If it's a single-family home, this won't be necessary. FHA loans are slower. This is also false. It all depends on the loan officer. The process can be as fast as a professional. Again, the key is to be prepared. We now move on to a segment that I always enjoy in this. Radio Mundo newscast. Remember, this is Hussein Fakih speaking from here radio station Real Estate Agent, and you can contact us in the studio at 786-220-7000. I can also give you my personal phone number for any questions outside of this schedule, 954-531-846. This fourth episode, as well as each of the episodes, can be found on my YouTube channel. And you can also contact me through any of my social media platforms. I want to share two pieces of news that I love from this week. Mexican investment in Florida. We highlight a significant trend. According to the Miami Association of Realtors, to which I am affiliated, in 2024 there were $291 million invested by Mexican citizens in properties within Florida. This results in Mexicans or Mexican citizens are ranked number 6 among international buyers in this destination. This boom reflects the search for diversification and asset protection, demonstrating confidence in Florida's real estate market and opening up opportunities for agents and developers who wish to connect with this profile of international investor. This usually happens when countries in Latin America have very fluctuating currencies. They always seek refuge in this beautiful country of the United States. We will also talk here about the impact that the Miami Open has had in 2025. We highlight this impact because tourism has truly benefited greatly from this Miami event, especially the short-term rental market. According to recent data, the tournament has generated a significant increase in the search for accommodations on platforms like Airbnb. Do you remember that first episode where I was talking? Also, that hotel properties dedicated to Airbnb are considered real estate. U.S. cities like Seattle, Providence, Milwaukee have experienced increases of more than 100% in bookings related to the event. Within Florida, places like Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa, Fort Myers have seen a 70% increase in searches for stays during the tournament. Additionally, on an international level, Argentina leads with a 40% increase in Airbnb searches for the Miami Open 2025, compared to the previous year, followed by Brazil and Chile. This phenomenon not only reflects the attraction of the tournament. Tennis fans are followers, enthusiasts of this type of tournament, but it also reflects the confidence of international tourists in Miami as a prominent destination. Impressive to see. The excitement of the people, not only to come and see a tournament like the Miami Open, but also the vibe that a city like Miami generates. Regarding nightlife, shopping, the stroll becomes idyllic. The impact of the Miami Open on the economy has generated investment opportunities in rental. Not only the Miami Open, but this type of events. It is a top-level sporting spectacle. But it is also an economic engine for our city. According to data I was able to research, this event has generated $390 million for Miami-Dade, attracting 300,000 spectators and booking more than 14,000 hotel rooms just during the 2 weeks of competition. What does this mean for those seeking investment opportunities? Events of this magnitude increase the demand for temporary accommodations, like our little coffee shop. Especially on platforms like Airbnb, it's not the only one. There are more than 14 or 15 well-known platforms worldwide, PRPO holdings. As a real estate agent, I can advise you on identifying properties in strategic areas that allow for short-term rentals, thus maximizing the return on investment. Taking advantage of these demand peaks during international events can be a profitable strategy to diversify your real estate portfolio. Not all properties, not all apartments can do Airbnb. This is an activity that is very regulated today by counties and cities. Permission must be requested. A short stay permit must be obtained for each property you need or want to use. Short term. Investing in short-term rental properties here in Miami is an increasingly attractive opportunity. The average ticket for a property of this type can range from $350,000 to $600,000. Of course, there is any budget, but this is the most common. They are studio apartments, 1 or 2 bedroom units in different areas, such as Brickell, Edgewater, at the Miami Beach. The daily rate for this type of rental ranges between $150 and $300, depending on the season, location, and level of design. The occupancy rate. On average, it can hover around 70%. Depending on where the apartment is located, the occupancy can be even higher. Events like the Miami Open, Art Basel, Formula One, Potsdam, directly increase and impact occupancy. They also often manage to raise prices, as the price can be adjusted according to demand. All of this translates into a net return for you as an investor, which can be between 6 and 12%. Imagine buying a property, obtaining a 6 or 12% return from operations, and also gaining the appreciation of that property. We are talking about an appreciation and a return on investment above 14-15%, much better than any other investment vehicle. Depending also, of course, on how this property is managed. The best part, you don't need to do it yourself. If you want to buy the property and hand over the management to companies that specialize in it, you can find companies that specialize in check-in, cleaning, guest service, and dynamic pricing adjustment. What they charge can be between 15 and 25%. In summary, it's a profitable, flexible model that can become a semi-passive income with the right structure. As a real estate agent, I can identify approved areas for these short-term rentals and connect you with the necessary resources to maximize your investment. Remember, my name is Hussein Fakih, here Real Estate, connecting people with property. We air every Monday from 11:30 to 12. By Radio Mundo, 1210. The phone number for the booth is 786-220-7000. I want to talk to you. There are many projects that accept Airbnb, but today I want to talk to you about 2 specific projects. One is called the River District 14. This is located on 14th Street in Miami, right, where the Miami Medical Circuit is. The location is excellent, right at the entrance of Brickell, and the investment can be around $600,000. But it's in the heart of Miami, close to all the hospitals in the health district, and just minutes from the heart of Brickell. Lots of amenities. But the best part is that this building already has short-term rental allowed. There are 283 units, 16 floors. We have already sold 60% of this property. There are still very good units available. and it will be delivered within a year. We can adjust the payment to your flexibility. We can establish a payment plan that you can complete the initial payment while it is being constructed, as in all pre-construction projects. This program has countless advantages. There is a paddle court, a pickleball court, restaurants, terraces, infinity pools. But the best thing about this project is that they offer a leaseback program with a 7% return. What does this mean? It means that if you invest $600,000 and don't want to deal with the Airbnb business at all, they take your property. They rent it out and offer you a 7% return on that apartment, plus the appreciation you gain as a real estate investment project. This is one of the few programs I've seen in this type of building, Lisbon programs. Remember, here we are talking about an investment starting from $600,000. Another project that I personally love, especially because of the location, is called VIDA located in Edgewater. For me, Edgewater is one of the best. One of the best neighborhoods at the moment, especially because it's a little north of Brickell and has very quick access to the beach area. This site has 9 floors, 138 residences, and also offers the possibility of renting it as a short-term rental. In fact, within the same construction, there will be a hotel that will operate part of the building. This project has been developed by Urbana Holdings, Urbana Bueno, and La Madre. The architect is Kobicar, who is one of the most recognized architects in this type of construction. The residences can be studios ranging from 387 to 420 square feet. We also have 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, and 3 bedroom plus T options. Depending on what you want to invest, we can choose the floor view that best fits your budget. Prices start from $550,000 and there are residence prices for studios, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, and 3 bedroom units. For this type of investment, we only need 20% with the contract. The rest can be arranged until the project is delivered to you. This project is scheduled to be delivered next year in 2026. If you are interested in investing in properties that allow use as Airbnb, contact me at 954-531-8046. Let me tell you that this type of property is widely used, especially by foreign investors, because they want to have their property for when they come to Miami to use and enjoy their investment. But in the meantime, they want to make the most of that investment, and there's nothing better than using it within Airbnb to take advantage of it. All right, we continue with the news, and here we have a super interesting one. Remember, my name is Hussein Fakih, real estate agent. Attached to Abandoned Way Real, my program is called Here Real Station every Monday from 11:30 to 12. Let me tell you, the Michelin guide, many of you, of course, will know what the guide is. The Michelin has recently added 14 new restaurants to its prestigious list in Florida. What does this mean? This reflects not only growth in the city, but also the culinary diversity of our state. In episode 2, I talked about this culinary phenomenon happening in Miami, and we increasingly see how restaurants of such caliber, among all these, Michelin and many others have come to establish themselves here in Miami, because they consider it a city that is increasingly accommodating this type of business. Some of the new restaurants here in Miami specifically, let me tell you, include Cotoa in downtown Miami. This is Ecuadorian cuisine, a Latin American cuisine, but it specializes in Ecuadorian cooking. But we also have the Grand Central in Little River on Biscayne Boulevard. This is a contemporary bistro. We also have one that is a Peruvian-Japanese fusion called Itamayao in Midtown. We have another one in Little Havana, which is contemporary cuisine and even has a tasting menu and is called Palma. Tasting menu. For a set price, they serve you dish by dish and pair it with the best wines or spirits for your tasting. We have a new one that specializes in Portuguese cuisine and seafood. This one is located in Coconut Grove and is called Cereja. We also have another one with modern Italian cuisine by Chef Massimo Bottura in downtown Miami, and it's called Torno, Subito. But this Michelin restaurant phenomenon hasn't only happened in Miami. We also have them in Tampa. In Tampa, we have a seafood restaurant called Big Ray Fish Cam. We have an artisanal sandwich place in the heights of Seminole called Vinny's Sandwich. Imagine an artisanal sandwich restaurant in the Michelin Guide. Nordic sea cuisine in downtown, in Tampa. It's called Fish. Another one with traditional British cuisine in South Tampa called MacDoc's and Englishman. And other restaurants in Florida, mainly in the Orlando area. We have a steakhouse with Spanish influence called Kappa. Another one with Japanese cuisine called Cadence. Another high-end Japanese cuisine in downtown Orlando called Natsu. And another with Peruvian cuisine called Papa Llama. And here I have a surprise for you. When we close a real estate transaction with me, with Hussein Fakih here at the real estate, the invitation to any of these restaurants, Michelin, is on me. Don't hesitate to call me at 954-531-8046 when you want to make your next transaction. Real estate. We have little time left, and we are going to try to summarize some statistics, mainly for the Fort Lauderdale and Miami area. We have that the average days for Fort Lauderdale in closed transactions have been 114 days, and for active transactions, it has been 121 days, meaning 4 months to be able to sell your property. Of course, this is just one category. Here we are including apartments and houses. Single house. And we should differentiate. If you have any interest in how these statistics behave specifically on your street, in your area, contact me at 954-531-8046. I can perfectly perform those analyses for you. The average price for Fort Lauderdale is $971,000, and transactions in the last month of March have been closing at a 6% discount. This means that there are negotiation margins, and these are on average within 6%. The square price of active properties in Fort Lauderdale is $626, and the closed properties are at $584. For Miami, it's the same. We have an average of 133 days for active properties, a 6% discount within the properties, and an average of $942,000 for properties in Miami. Of course, when I talk about properties in Miami, we are equally including apartments and houses, all in the same category to present the statistics. In summary, luxury does not stop. New projects continue to set trends. Although the interest rate remains high, the luxury segment in Miami continues to be strong. Projects like Aura by Casa Tua in Brickell, Shoma Bay in North Miami Village, and the new face of Waldorf Astoria residents are attracting high-profile buyers. Miami continues to be the epicenter of innovation and luxury for those seeking high level and appreciation. The new developments are top-tier opportunities. Suburban areas show price stabilization. Areas like Homestead, Kendall, Lauderdale, Sunrise are beginning to register slight price corrections and more moderate increases. But this open opportunities for first-time buyers and small investors looking for good returns without paying high urban prices. If you thought everything was out of reach, now is a good time to explore emerging areas to the south and west of the county. If you want more information on which areas are the most interesting for investment, this is a good time to contact Hussein Fakih. Real Estate 9545318046. See you next Monday in our last program of March. Thank you very much. Nos vemos.